Hi, welcome to this episode, and this episode is just about Swift Go campervan hire experience. So in my case, I've hired a campervan, and the reasons for that I've explained in the introductory video to my channel. So this episode just covers the pickup experience and a tour of the van itself. And I chose the Swift Go depot at Manchester, which is actually at Pear Mill at Stockport, so pretty close to Manchester Airport. I believe they've also got a site at Heathrow as well. Pear Mill's a huge site with many other businesses operating here, and it dates back to 1912. When you drive into the site, you keep to the one-way system, so you go round to the left, and then the Swift Go operation is around the back of the building. There's a sign that tells you to turn into the compound if you're leaving your car there whilst you're away in the hire vehicle. The reception is opposite the compound, just to my left as we're viewing it at the moment. Here's the view from the reception looking back at the compound. Now, I've hired a Swift Select 122. It's a campervan on a Fiat cab. The handover was very thorough. In my case, a lot of the basics were already familiar to me because I used to own a coach-built motorhome. Lee at Swift Go explained everything about the van. It was very, very thorough. There's 2 gas bottles, an outside table, chairs, all the crockery and utensils you need. There's even leveling ramps and electric hookup cable, water hose with all the different tap connections. And in addition, the van's got an outside gas barbecue socket and an outside shower socket. Particularly useful, I imagine, for a muddy dog. The barbecue and the outside shower device is not included. This is my second night away, staying in the car park at the Jamaica Inn on Bodmin Moor, and I wanted to show you the sat-nav that comes with the van. I'm impressed with the sat-nav they give you at Swift Go. It's already programmed with the caravan and motorhome sites, so you don't even need to put the postcode in of the sites if you're staying at one of the club sites. You just choose, in my case, Broadway the other day, and there it is. And there's the caravan and motorhome logo comes up as well on the map, so it's really useful, and it shows you where there's a gradient coming up on the road and things like that. I was a bit disappointed at first that it wasn't a built-in sat-nav in the cab, but I actually prefer this one. It's really good. Very impressed. On my 5th night away, I stayed at Carnan Downs Caravan and Motorhome site just outside Truro, and this is where I'd like to show you around the van. So, normal Fiat cab, which is the same as a Peugeot cab, and it's the same as a Ram in America, I believe, and it's the same as a Citroen Relay cab. And I'm pretty sure, I'm going to measure it, pretty sure it's an L3 length, and I imagine H3 height. What I do like about it is a skylight above the cabs, and it's got blinds on the skylight as well as the side windows and the windscreen, so it lets lots of light in. What it does mean is that you lose what would normally be storage space above the cab, but I think it's worth it, probably. Personal taste. There's an awning light there, an outside light. There isn't an awning on it, I see, but there is an outside light. I'd call it an awning light. Windows are good. I particularly like them. I don't like those flush bonded windows, so I much prefer the ones like this that open out and they've got blinds and fly screens. The things outside, so this is the water filler, which is quite easy to fill just with a hose. If you've got a canister and you need to fill it electrically, then that's the electric plug to connect to the pump, and then that's a drain for the fresh tank. And you'll notice there's no tap on it because it's electric. There's 2 buttons inside, one for the fresh water tank and one for the grey water tank. What you have to be very careful of in this van is if you're filling the water up and you've got this flap open, make sure that nobody opens the door, because when that door slides back and that flap's open, obviously it's going to break it off. They do show you that at the handover at Swift Go. Moving back, this is an outside. Ooh, how do you open it? Give it a tug. Give it a bigger tug. This is outside barbecue gas point, which obviously I'm not using at this time of year, but it's a nice thing to have, of course. Set up an outside barbecue. Not sure where you'd store the barbecue. I guess under the seats. If you've watched my video on my trip to Cornwall, you'll know all about this bike rack that kept me awake for a while, and then I just came out in the high winds and the pouring rain in the end to fasten up these straps that were flapping about on the window. So cable ties to stop it banging on the window at the car park at the Jamaica Inn in the middle of the night, which was fun, not. So around this side, another window, blinds and fly screen. That's the vent for the Truma boiler, which is excellent, I have to say. Electric hookup, of course, and very easy to use. This is the toilet cassette door. That's the a Truma outside shower point, which is really handy if you've got a dog, if you've got a muddy dog, or for any reason. Would I close that? Oh, it is closed. Vents for the fridge, one down there, one up there. Not sure why there's 2 vents. Must be a reason. Moving inside, the blinds, as I said, we'll do that first. The windscreen blinds slide up, and if you are getting one of these or hiring them, when they go up, I don't even hear it. Possibly not, but it makes a weird noise, like rainwater or something, and I guess it's the fabric sort of settling down. So that covers the whole of the windscreen, and then on each side there's these blinds that come up on the doors. Oh, I'm a bit close. And hook in here, which are really good, really easy to use. So you just put it down there and hook it back into the place. So it's really good. Obviously one on both sides. And then the skylight that I was talking about up there has got blind that you can lift up. The seats are very comfortable, especially with the armrests down. It's just so comfortable. It's like travelling down the motorway in your armchair in your living room. It's and the driving position is fantastic because it's higher than the car. In my opinion, it's far more comfortable and relaxing, far more comfortable and relaxing to drive this than it is to drive a car. I'd say the only challenge, if you're not used to driving a van or a bigger vehicle, I think the only challenge really is reversing. This particular model doesn't have a reversing camera. It does have bleepers, it doesn't have, but it's not that long really. It's a bit wider obviously than an average car, but the main challenge is reversing if you're not used to it. Moving inside the van, the sliding door opens very easily. Lift the catch, slide the door open. So you can see immediately in front of you the fridge there, and then there's a cupboard above it, a kind of mini wardrobe if you like. The next construction next to it is a shower, and I'll show you that shortly. Before we do go in, it's really good that Swift or Swift Go division puts like laminate flooring down, I think, rather than carpet, especially at this time of year, because it would never keep clean, the carpet. And there's a mat as well for wiping feet, and the step is electrically operated. There's a button here, press the button, step comes out. Really good. It's quite a neat idea to have the gas cylinders inside the van in this cupboard, and there's 2 gas cylinders that Swift Go provide. In my case, when Lee was doing the handover, one of them was almost empty, so he trotted off and came back a few minutes later with a full one on the left, and I've been running on the one which I think was about half or 3/4 full for the last 4 days, but I only really used it a lot when I was wild camping in the car park on the Monday night. So not apart from that, just used it for cooking because I've been on electric hookup on the other days. So yeah, really good entry into the van, well thought out. Up here is a hook or 2 for coats, which is obviously the right position next to the door. You can see reading lamp there, and there's one on the other side as well. The seats do both swivel round. Now I'd say there's no point in the driver's seat swiveling round because there's a cupboard behind it, but you could swivel it round to the to a sort of side facing position if you wanted, rather than forward. I have swiveled this round, and then you can lift this table extension up from the kitchen and then use that as a little table for this chair once you've swiveled it round. But I've got fairly long legs, and my legs were dangling down here, but I suppose you could find something to put them on. So swiveling the seat's quite easy. There's a catch here that you lift up, and then you can just swivel the seat around, and then when you're finished you just swivel the seat back and it clicks back into place. So very easy. Moving back in the van, you can see that there's 2 plug sockets here, just sort of next to the cooker, and also 2 USB sockets. There's a spotlight there. There's also LED lights along the top, which I think is quite good. The cooker has been very good, very pleased with that. 3 burners is quite a lot, I think, for a camper van, and it's also got an oven and a grill, which I've used, and it's got the electric ignition for that as well. Underneath the cupboard there is stocked with pans, and I'd say it's well stocked as well. Quite pleased with that. The sink opens up as you'd expect. Obviously tap the swivel over, and then this cupboard here is for some storage, including some beer and utensils, cheese grater. The cutlery drawer is stocked for the number of berths on the caravans. They do that for the bigger ones as well, so if it's a 4 berth there's 4 sets. This is a 2 berth, so there's 2 sets of everything. Actually there's 3 knives, but there's 2 sets of everything allegedly. And you get everything. There's sharp knife, tongs, fish slice, ladle, corkscrew, scissors, egg cups, everything you can think of. So this is a view obviously into the back, with the cupboard space all the way down the side there, and most of the way down the side there, because obviously the shower bathrooms there as well on the other side. In the first overhead cupboard there's a toaster and a kettle, a normal gas kettle, not an electric plug-in kettle. So very useful. In this cupboard, next cupboard, there's plates and dishes and cups and saucers and things, and then these cupboards are empty for anything you want, clothing, etc. Same on this side. These 3 cupboards, overhead cupboards, are completely empty for anything that you want. There's a television, which is very good. It's a smart TV. It's on a bracket, so you can sort of swing it round and just about see it from the front of the vehicle. The blinds, as I mentioned before, are very good. You can lift up the privacy blinds there, or you can lift down, slide down the fly screen. It's got these 2, one on either side, like magazine rack things. I just put my mobile phone bits and bobs in that one. Not used that one. I suppose you don't know what they're supposed to be for, to be honest. On the back it's the same thing with the blinds up and down, fly screen and privacy screen. There's there's 2 tables, and there's a pole that goes into there, so it's actually a very big lounge area. I don't particularly like this layout. I prefer a permanent fixed bed rather than making it up every night. So what I've actually been doing is sleeping on the left hand side and just extending it out so it's a bit wider than a normal single, but obviously that converts into a very, very big double, and and the lounge as well. There's a round table which is in one of the cupboards, or there's a bigger sort of squarer table that can go on there as well. And these lift up, so there's a lot of storage underneath, and there's a lot of things underneath actually. There's leveling ramps, there's the electric hookup cable, there's the water pipe there with different connections for different taps. So the thought about it a lot. They do say on the website that you you kind of don't need anything. You can even order bedding with them. I think it's £50, something like that. I just brought my own, but I guess it's geared up for people. There's one site at Heathrow, the other one's near the airport, Manchester, not far from the airport. So you could fly over here and hire a van, so you wouldn't have all these camping accessories, obviously, so Swift do that. You can see on the roof behind me as well 2 speakers, so they're hooked up to the stereo in the cab, which is quite weird actually. I've walked back here a couple of times when I've been just double checking all the hatches and harnesses are secure and everything before I sat off, and it's quite weird to have the music on in a nice way, I'm sure. The bathroom. So yes, the bathroom. So this door opens, and it also splits into 2 sort of thing. The gap here can be a bit narrow, but I'm a big chap, and I've managed okay, so therefore it can't be that bad. The toilet's really good, really well thought out. It's got a shower here, air vent screen there. Shower screen's obviously needed because the door's wooden. It's got 2 drains in the shower tray, which is an excellent thing to have in a campervan or motorhome. If you've ever had one, you'll know why, because it's never, you never park quite at the right angle to drain the water, so you know, to have both ways is fantastic. And the toilet is not normal toilet. You open the slider here after you've done your business and press the flush button here, and it flushes the water through with water. The sink is just a drop down sink and a swivel tap. Very good. And there's a cupboard here, both sides open, for all your bits and bobs. So yeah, nice little bathroom. So up on the top of the door is the control panel. So we've got heating controls and controls for the lights and the batteries and the levels of the water tanks. There's a little cubby hole here where the tele remote was stored when I picked it up. So on the main control, it looks a bit daunting at first, I think, but Swift Go explain it really well. In my case, Lee. So if you press the power button there, this shows that I'm on hookup at the moment, and also the light is on for the leisure battery, so I think that means the leisure battery is charging at the moment. This is the pump for the water, the water pump. If you this is for the lights, that turns all the lights on. As you see, it's just suddenly gone very bright over there. What's great about the lights is when you turn them off, they fade off rather than just switch off straight away, which I think's a really nice feature. When you press this button, you get all the levels. So this is the waste tank, so over half full. This is the, oops, do it again. This is the freshwater tank, so that's nearly full. The leisure battery is fully charged, and the engine battery isn't quite fully charged. It was on 13, I think, or 13 volts, so that's fine. This is the frost control, so if you're in the depths of winter and your tank's likely to freeze up, then that's what that's for. So yeah, really simple actually. It just, to me, looked a bit daunting to start with. And then this is the light switch, and this is the heating controls. So if you press the button, you can see the caravan flash, and if you press it again, you can see the heating's off. What they told me to do at Swift Go, which I think was good advice, was to go to the water first and turn the dial to hot, press enter. So that is heating the water up hot then, and apparently it takes about 20 minutes. So what he then said was, if you go to the caravan heating and turn the dial up, the water's already hot, so the heating will come through that. So you turn it to whatever your temperature you want and press enter, and then that'll kick in and do its job. This setting here is to toggle it between the gas and the electric, or both. So that's the gas setting. You can have a mixture, or the hookup is electric too, I believe. So press enter and you can see that it's got the electric symbol there. It's the hot water and the heating's flashing because it's currently heating up on that setting. What I was also shown was if you're departing and you just start up and drive off, it cuts the power off to here, and you'll then get an error message the next time you're stopped and you want to use this control. So, and you've got to reset the boiler then if that happens. So to avoid that, you go to the heating and turn it all the way down so it's off. Then go to the heating, the hot water, turn it all the way down till it's off. And then you can see on the top line here, there's nothing showing. So that means it's safe to basically pack up and drive away, and you won't get an error message then, or you shouldn't get an error message then when you connect up again and want to put the heating on again. So it's just really useful. The fridge. Now this is really impressive, I think. So in the previous motorhome I had, obviously it was a lot older, the motorhome, and therefore the fridge was as well. It was also a Dometic. This has an automatic setting, so it senses what's the strongest source. So at the moment you can see the blue light is on auto and it's on the electric hookup. So obviously it's found that that's the strongest source. I have got the gas on at the moment, but it's decided to use the electric hookup, presumably because it is a stronger connection. So if it was on the gas, obviously the blue light would be there, and if it was on the engine battery when you're driving along, that would be lit up. Then if this warning light comes on and you can't, so this button here toggles through these settings, and the button below changes the temperature on the fridge. If this warning light comes on, as I started to say a minute ago, and it won't go off by changing the function, you just keep your finger on the power button for a while till it turns off, and then turn it on again and it clears it. It's only happened to me once, and as Lee pointed out when he was doing the handover, it's quite easy to brush past here from the front of the cab into the back and just catch one of these buttons, because they are quite sensitive, and you know you can confuse it in that way. But it's really good how it works, and it's also good that it's got these two if you put your two fingers down there, that you push it down and then you open the fridge, and then to close it again, it just clicks back into place, so it's not going to open while you're driving. Now once I thought I closed it like that, and what happens is after a minute or two it starts bleeping and it tells you, and I thought, oh, well, why is the fridge bleeping, what's wrong? And it was because I hadn't shut the door. So I thought that was really good. It's just all really well thought out, I think. I mean, obviously Swift have been making caravans for donkey's years, and campervans and motorhomes, so they know what they're doing, but it just makes it easier for you and me, doesn't it? One other thing is, under the seat on the right hand side as you're looking towards the front is the Truma combi boiler, and on the handover they show you how to reset that if it gets its knickers in a twist. Hi, so overall my experience of Swift Go is very good, and I hope you found the video useful and enjoyed it. The only negatives for me on the van is the bed arrangement on this particular model, as I mentioned in the video, but it's just down to personal taste, isn't it? You know, different people want different things, and for me, closing the sliding door from the inside, there's no handle, so there's the sort of little toggle to unlock it, so there didn't seem to be anything to grab properly, so a couple of times I didn't shut it properly. That was the only negative things really. Overall, definitely a fantastic company to rent from, and in my case, sort of rent before you buy sort of thing, because I'm buying a panel van and converting it into a camper van, and this is exactly the same size, so I wanted to validate my plan on that. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do click the like button if you did, and subscribe, and there's a notification bell there as well where you'll get notified, I believe, about the next episode coming up, which I can tell you is the trip in this van down to Cornwall and back. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.